Hey everyone, Dr. Jim Stoppani here, and I want to do this video to cover beta-alanine, which is one of the more hot supplements currently on the market. And the reason I say it's hot, it's been hot for quite a while, but much like creatine, when creatine first came out, creatine had just a little bit of research done on it, and guys like me who were in the gym and in the lab realized right away that creatine was extremely effective. However, a lot of our colleagues weren't accepting the fact until there was more research. Over the years, more research piled up, and now we know, even researchers will tell you, creatine works. No doubt about it, it's safe and effective. Beta-alanine is sort of on that same track where creatine was a few years into its launch as a supplement. The research on beta-alanine, we've been talking about beta-alanine for years, but year after year, more and more research piles up to show just how effective this amino acid is for muscle strength, muscle power, endurance, even muscle growth, and possibly fat loss. So what is beta-alanine? Well, it's an amino acid, but when I say amino acid, it's not one of those 20 amino acids that we think of that are the building blocks for protein. So protein, we know, is made up of individual amino acids strung together into a very long chain. That's what the protein in your muscle is. So, but beta-alanine isn't one of those amino acids that gets strung together with the other amino acids. It performs specific functions in the body. Now, its main function is to combine with another amino acid, histidine, to form Carnosine. Now, Carnosine is what we call a dipeptide. It just means it's two amino acids bound together, a very short protein, if you will. We call it dipeptide. Just two amino acids bound together. But when those two amino acids, beta-alanine and histidine, bind together to form Carnosine, Carnosine performs specific actions within the muscle fibers, in those muscle cells. So what does it do? Well, basically buffers hydrogen ions. Now, you know, there's a ton of biochemistry when we're talking about supplements. I try to not go over your heads with this stuff, but what you need to know about hydrogen ions is that you know when you work out, you get that lactic acid buildup. Well, lactic acid basically breaks down, if you will, into hydrogen ions. It produces a lot of hydrogen ions in the muscle. Those hydrogen ions increase the acidity of the muscle. When the acidity increases, your ability to contract, the muscles to contract, decreases. So it loses that ability to contract with a lot of force and endurance. So by buffering these hydrogen ions, the Carnosine keeps your muscles contracting stronger for longer, if you will. That's really essentially how beta-alanine works, at least from this standpoint. Now, it does other things as well. We now know that it actually works much like a neurotransmitter. Now, when we think of what's a neurotransmitter, it's chemicals that basically increase nerve firing, if you will, in the central nervous system. So this is fairly new research. You'll see a lot of people say, well, it doesn't really matter when you take beta-alanine. The research that's been done had them take it randomly, not pre and post. I'm a big proponent of taking it pre and post. One of the reasons for the pre-workout, I suggest taking pre-workout, is because it has that ability to increase nerve firing. That's going to give you sort of a stimulant-like effect. Beta-alanine does that, and that's associated with that tingling that you get when you take beta-alanine. You feel it in your lips, some people feel it in their ears, some people feel it other places on their skin. That tingling sensation is beta-alanine actually activating nerves on your skin. That's what you're feeling. So it provides a stimulant-like effect. Now, like I said, the main reason that we take it before we realized it had a stimulant-like effect was it's buffering the hydrogen ions, allowing you to increase muscle strength and power during the workout. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to take beta-alanine, walk into the gym, increase your bench press by 20 pounds. what it basically means is, let's take a typical workout that you're doing. One of my workouts where you're starting maybe with the bench press, moving to incline press, maybe to dumbbell presses, to flies, to cable crossovers, maybe 3 to 4 sets of each exercise. Okay, as you start that workout, at the very beginning of the bench press, you're not fatigued yet. You've got a lot of energy, a lot of strength. As you go along the workout and you keep training your chest, chest muscles as well as the assistance muscles and the triceps and shoulders get fatigued. If you came back into the bench press at the end of your workout, you would notice that your strength would be significantly lower than where you were at the start. It's muscle fatigue. It's just the way it is. You need to recover several hours, if not days, to get back to where you were at the beginning of that workout as far as strength and endurance goes. What beta-alanine basically does is it helps you minimize that strength loss as you go along with your workout. So it's not the kind of, when I say increases endurance, it's not the kind of endurance where a runner will take it and really truly benefit on a long distance run. It's more about the endurance in the gym, your strength endurance, if you will. And one of the studies that was done to really show this was done with boxers, where they had boxers simulate these 3-minute rounds. I believe it was 3-minute rounds, but regardless. And what they had them do is, simulate like a 3-minute round, and then right at the end of each round, they had them do this punching power test, where they had to punch a bag that had like a force transducer, so it measured the force of the punch. And what they found was that when they took the beta-alanine compared to when they didn't take beta-alanine, in those later rounds, they significantly maintained better punching power later on. That's similar to, like I said, that strength and power that you want to maintain during your workout. As that workout progresses, your muscles start getting fatigued, you start losing strength. Maintaining better strength later on in that workout, whether you want to call it endurance, strength endurance, whatever, can be critical to not only your strength gains, but also your muscle growth. And that's basically how beta-alanine works. Now, beta-alanine also works well with creatine. In fact, one study found that when subjects took beta-alanine along with creatine for 12 weeks while doing a weight training study, the group taking the beta-alanine with the creatine gained significantly more muscle than the group taking just the creatine. So it enhances creatine's muscle building effects, if you will. But also, the beta-alanine and creatine group lost body fat while they were gaining muscle. Without changing their diet, same workout program, the creatine group lost no body fat. So possibly beta-alanine can also help with fat loss. Maybe it's because you were able to do more later on in the workout, which is going to help not only burn more calories during that workout, but help you burn more calories after the workout's long over. Now let's talk about dosing. Dosing on beta-alanine. It's a lot of confusion with the timing of the dosing, how much is required. It's all over the place, depending on who you listen to, what research you look at. I don't look at just the research. I look at the research, but I also look at how it works in the actual gym, the real world. That's what's really important to me, is taking both, trying to find out what works best through trial and error on, over the years with thousands and thousands of different people. Well, what does the research show? Well, you're going to hear different things. Well, some people are going to say that, the minimum dose is 3.2 grams, okay? Some people are going to say it's 4 grams. Well, actually, if we're talking about branded Carnosyn, and that's CARNOSYN, not Carnosine, which is the dipeptide I talked about, but the brand of beta-alanine, Carnosyn, if you look at their data, they have found that the minimum dose is 1.6 grams. Now, it takes longer to reach muscle saturation levels of beta-alanine so that you get those effects. See, this is one of the things like with creatine. Creatine goes to the muscle. You don't really start seeing effects until your muscle levels are saturated with creatine. What we're finding now is, we weren't sure way back when, but now we're finding that it's important to keep those beta-alanine levels topped off, if you will, in your muscles. So if you take 1.6 grams of beta-alanine, you'll still get the same results as if you took 3.2 grams or 4 grams, but it might just take you longer before you start seeing those results. Now, what have I found in the gym? Well, I've found that if you go somewhere around 1.5 to 2 grams, both before you work out and after you work out, so that's a 3 to 4 gram total dose per day, results are significantly better than with a lower dose. And a single dose. The multiple dose pre and post works much better than taking it at a single dose. So, you know, people look at my pre-gym and say, well, 2 grams of Carnosine beta-alanine, that's great. Best beta-alanine that you can use, but 2 grams is a bit low. I want to get the 4 gram dose, so this is underdosed. No. Pre-gym is, like I said, you need beta-alanine pre and post. Pre-gym, post-gym. So another 2 grams of Carnosine beta-alanine in post-gym. To really max it, you can get good results just taking pre-gym with 2 grams of beta-alanine. It will take you longer to start seeing those benefits from the beta-alanine, but you're still going to get them. But to truly maximize your results, you need to do the 2 grams pre and the 2 grams post. That's what works. That's what I've found through many years now working with beta-alanine in countless individuals. And the research that's been done on beta-alanine has been done with multiple doses, 2 doses per day. Now, here's where the confusion sort of gets on the timing of the dosing. I think we're pretty well covered on the dosing of beta-alanine, but with the timing, the studies that were done on beta-alanine, and a lot of these, I'll tell you, on these studies that I pick on, these are literally colleagues and good friends of mine, people I went to school, worked in the lab with, people that I collaborate on projects with, that I see at meetings, scientific meetings that I go to all the time, and I talk openly about it with them. But a lot of these are people that I know very well and I respect very well, but they're not, these aren't guys that live in the gym the way that I do and the way that most of you watching this video do. That's the difference, is knowing how to actually the real world application. You could be a genius on molecules, but if you don't understand the real world application, it doesn't carry over. So these studies gave beta-alanine twice a day, but at literally random times a day. It wasn't pre and post workout. It was basically random times throughout the day, had no association with when they worked out. So there are some experts out there who will argue and say, it doesn't matter if you take it pre and post. The research that's been done shows that it's effective when you take it just twice a day, any time of day. Yeah, that's true. However, if you actually apply it and look at giving it at random times a day versus pre and post workout, you will see a significantly better result from beta-alanine. Like I said, pre-workout, it provides that stimulant-like effect. It goes well with the caffeine and tyrosine that I have in pre-gym, along with the alpha-GPC and the huperzine. It makes a very nice effect. If you read the reviews, people will tell you, like no other pre-workout, the energy, the focus that you get is completely clean, long-lasting, and there's no crash. It has to do with the fact that there's beta-alanine in there in addition to the caffeine, the L-tyrosine, the huperzine. That's why I prefer taking, one of the reasons I prefer taking pre-workout. Post-workout, well, what happens post-workout? Well, your muscles just, annihilated your muscles, at least if you're doing one of my workouts. Now they're screaming for nutrients. They're ready to absorb nutrients. Well, what do you take post-workout? Hopefully you're taking a protein shake, hopefully you're taking some form of carbohydrates. I prefer fast digesting carbs, get that insulin spike. Why is the insulin spike important? Well, it helps to drive nutrients into the muscle fibers. creatine. It's critical to get creatine into your muscle fibers to have that insulin spike. Well, beta-alanine is an amino acid as well, and that insulin can help its uptake, but also, like I said, the muscles are taking up more nutrients. This is one of the best times to take beta-alanine. The last reason is convenience. Are you honestly going to stop in the middle of your day when you're at work or school and go, oh, I need a dose of beta-alanine? No. When during your day do you stop and go, oh, I need to focus on my supplementation? Maybe when you wake up first thing in the morning, but hopefully it's pre and post workout. Please, if there's any time of day that you're really going to focus on your supplementation and nutrition, make sure it's pre and post workout. Take your beta-alanine pre and post workout. Trust me. Trust me. It makes a big difference in the results that you're going to get. That's not just based on the research that's been done in the lab. That's been done in the research that I've done in the actual gym with real people seeing results. Rest day. Now let's just talk about rest days. I get a lot of questions about, do you need to take creatine? Do you need to take beta-alanine on rest days? Yes, actually, to truly maximize your results. So if you're using pre and post gym for your beta-alanine, I would recommend taking at least one dose, whether you want to go with pre or post, on your off days. Now, if you're doing one of my programs like Shortcut to Shred, where it's 6 days a week, you want to skip that one day, you're going to be fine on your creatine and your beta-alanine. Taking one day off won't really affect your muscle saturation levels of beta-alanine or creatine. One day. If you're doing a program where like Shortcut to Size, where you're only training 4 days a week, you're going to need to take at least one, if not two of those rest days. At least one dose of beta-alanine. Better to have 2 doses. Like I said, those 2 doses, are the best way to go. You don't want to take a single dose. Like I said, you don't want. The reason I didn't throw 4 grams of beta-alanine in here is, like I said, you want to take it pre and post. Double dose works the best, as research shows. But also remember, I was talking about that tingling that you get. You take a 4-gram dose of beta-alanine. Some people like that feeling, the tingling you get. Other people think that they're dying. I have people contact me all the time going, oh my God, I took beta-alanine and something's wrong with my lips and my ears. They do not like it. So if you like it, sure, take a higher dose. But one of the reasons you want to take multiple doses is because so you get the benefits without that feeling like your skin's literally going to crawl off. A little tingling is good. Most people don't like it when it's excessive. So there you have it on beta-alanine, the research, how it works, how much to take, and when to take it, and easiest way to get it, along with the creatine, pre, post gym, along with the branched chain amino acids as well, pre and post gym.